on Terraform, one of the, I guess it's not exactly ASL exclusive maps, but one of the Team Look and Map competition maps, not on the ladder, included in ASL. And up here on the top left, we have a pink player, currently teamless. Here's Taranis. And down here, bottom right, we have a teal Zo player from Outset Gaming, Kommatiazo. And yeah, Terraform's a bit of an interesting map, very spiralish, but with lots of little breaks. And it makes use of those interesting things we see sometimes, where the back of a mineral line is actually a path you can mine out. Lots of ways to kind of manipulate the attack paths on this map as well, as such as the structural rocks we just saw the SCV moving on past. But either way, it looks like Taranis is going to be opening up with a Reaper, pretty standard, as Kommatiazo starts his hatch first. I think that was on 15 and 16 pool to follow along with it. So it all looks fine. All looks lining up so far, though. Taranis' Reaper, I think, is a little bit earlier. I'm not sure it's going to get there slightly before Kommatiazo has Lings out. But we'll have to see that later. Relatively quick follow-up gas from Kommatiazo. So he's going to be going into that, most likely getting speed out. And yeah, just going into the long game. I don't know how I would have thought Terraform's actually a pretty decent map for some roach pushes, but I mean, Lingbane Muta is timeless, will always work to some extent. And here we see the Reaper making its way across the map. It is going to get there a fair amount before the Lings are out, so it could be able to pick off a drone or two, which is going to be a nice start for Kommatiazo. Sorry, for Taranis. Not so great for Kommatiazo. But yeah, as the Queens start now, the Lings are just about to pop out. So this Reaper gets some free scouting, a little bit of free damage done. But if Kommatiazo reacts quickly, should... one drone does go down. A little bit unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world by any means. And Taranis kind of keeps on dancing around with that Reaper. Should be able to make his way out. Terraform, pretty decent Reaper map. It's not like the new Catalina or anything. Picks up a Ling as well, but it does have those kind of that back bit of the base that the Reaper can hop up and down. Kommatiazo is actually going to send two Lings across the map. They're going to sneak past that Reaper and going to try and get a bit of a delay going down on the CC on the low ground. But the CC is actually already nearly finished, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to get too much done, but there's the potential he can pick off an SCV. So it's okay. And then Taranis coming in with the Hellions as well. Pretty classic sort of follow-up. Reaper into Hellion into I'm a Terran. This is how TVZ has been played for years. But yeah, they'll be coming up pretty quickly. And Kommatiazo, with the speed starting up, he's going to find it a little bit difficult to move out and take the third base with those Hellions on the map for a while. But when speed finishes up, when his creeps spread a little bit more over to that third base location, he should be able to take that third, get his economy going. And the Reaper coming in actually looks like he's going to get another drone. That's a little bit sloppy on Kommatiazo's part. No pull. The Queen didn't really react in time, and the Reaper gets out unscathed. Roach Warren actually coming down for Kommatiazo now. And this is a little unusual. You usually don't see... or gasless is usually the preferred style to go to any kind of roach opening, just because roaches are very much sort of slapping people with your econ until they fall over, and obviously getting that gasless opening gives you a big econ boost. But for now, Kommatiazo is actually going to sneak out this third base. Oh, not quite. The Reaper gets on top and it's going to deny that hatch going down. So the Ling will go down as well. One Zergling goes down to the Hellion, but not too bad. 4 roaches coming out now of Kommatiazo, and it looks like he's going to be able to push the Hellions away with that. An Armory, though, just starting up for Taranis, indicates he might well be going into... Oh, no! The drones are all lining up. Taranis is getting into the mineral line. Kommatiazo was not prepared for this. He needed those roaches a little bit earlier to actually be able to fend off those Hellions, or at least some kind of choke at the ramp. So quite a few... I think 9 drones just went down there. Which is a bit more than Kommatiazo really wanted to lose. But Taranis now has his roaches up. Kommatiazo now has his roaches up. And it's probably going to move over to take that third base now. There we go. We see it moving out. The Armory is just about finished up for Taranis. He doesn't have too many Hellions, though. It looks like he's not going, like, super heavy into that. Third CC on the way, though. And if Kommatiazo does elect, he's building a Baneless as well, which can just be for safety. But if he does elect to go into a big Roach push, Taranis doesn't really have that much to hold it at the minute. His reduction's only just coming up. Hellbats or Hellions aren't really that effective versus Roaches. He's got a Marauder or two, but I think the time is passing, and Kommatiazo does have a bunch of drones in production. So, doesn't matter too much. But Taranis now starting to move out once again. He's got a little Bioforce, he's got a few Hellions, and I think he'll be putting the pressure on with his first medevac. Kommatiazo should be okay if he sees this coming, but actually he has no vision out on the map whatsoever. So he's going to have a challenge. Luckily, he does morph some Banelings in just for extra safety, and it looks like he's going to be okay with that. Just a couple of Banelings will do, just to kind of take care of the Hellbats, and then the Roaches can kind of get on top of everything and kill off. The Spire coming down as well is going to provide a little bit of harass, a little bit of, Mutalisks. And he catches, brilliant, catching those then morphing, destroys all of them before they even get the bonus health. And now these Roaches can start funneling away. But actually, 2 Marauders in the back with the medevac and Stim done are going to be picking out a lot of this. The concussive shells as well, helping to pick off these units. And a Queen goes down with full energy, no transfuses here. But as the last Hellbat falls, these Lings are going to be very effective in cleaning this up. And yeah, Taranis has to lift up and get on out of there. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not like it's not too cost efficient for him at all. In fact, so far Taranis has been trading very, very nicely. Picking off that Queen as well was a very nice move, because currently Kommatiazo only has 2 Queens, so he's not going to be injecting all his hatcheries either way, and he's not going to be spreading creep at all. The bio upgrade is now on the way for Taranis. It's probably a little bit difficult to read into what Kommatiazo is doing, because he is playing a little bit of an unusual style with like Roachbane Muta sort of stuff coming out of him. And he is going to be committing to those Roaches with the Roach speed on the way. So Taranis is he's gonna have to react on the fly a little bit to this, and it could be a bit difficult for him. But Kommatiazo comes in with a few Lings, just harassing the Terran Force a little bit, but not too much damage done there. And we see a lot more Lings being started now for Kommatiazo as he realizes the pressure is on. He's going to have to morph up a couple of Banelings, but he's actually just going to try and break down these rocks to see if he can delay the push. It's going to leave Taranis, he's going to have to wait there a little bit. This buys Kommatiazo a valuable time to get those Lings out. It's going to be tough to actually get Banelings, though, in time for the Terran Force to respond to the Terran Force. Kommatiazo is going to try and pick off that tank, just harassing with the Mutes a little bit. Doesn't want to lose any, and succeeds in not doing so. So just that tank working away on the rocks. A couple more hits and I'll be broken down. But Kommatiazo is much more prepared now than he was when that Terran Force actually started moving out. He managed to buy time to get his Banelings up. Buy time to actually get a bit more army. These Mutalisks to come out could send them across the map to do some harass, try and force Taranis to split his forces. But Taranis actually looks like he might be considering going home anyway. He doesn't want to take too much damage from these Mutalisks. And although he does have a couple missile turrets, there's always angles the Mutalisks can come in, and they're actually going to find the repair, finally pick it off, avenge their fallen comrades from so long ago. And the scan goes down, sees the army of Kommatiazo, but Taranis is going to move in here, stepping onto creep. There's not too much creep here for Kommatiazo. I think he's still just on 3 Queens, so there's no Queen spreading creep. Widowmine coming in, and burrowing up on the creep. Kommatiazo has to be careful to avoid the hits from that. Just the Marauders going forwards is excellent. They are going to tank a lot of shots from Banelings if Kommatiazo actually do that. And a big engagement here, but I don't know, the Lings coming in are going to be enough to push it back, but Taranis actually pressing on forwards. And Kommatiazo electing not to attack. Big wall of bio now, and actually with no Banelings, there's nothing stopping Taranis from climbing up, but there's just too much lurk, overwhelming. The Mutalisks managed to come in as well, and actually, just barely, they can chase down that medevac. Either way, nice little hold there from Kommatiazo. They're actually going to get just the one medevac. Doesn't want to overextend too far and get his Mutas caught out when he's not paying attention, but the counterattack now seems to be on the way for Kommatiazo. No, it's just little insights with his army. Just the Mutalisks will do fine for now. He's going to work on that reactor. Not a big Muta pack by any means, just 9 of them, but that's enough to do some damage to like an SCV line or anything. And yeah, successfully taking out a reactor is pretty good. That tech lab as well going to be going down. Taranis can't be too happy about any of that. Happening. Failing speed now done. Kommatiazo still has a few of those roaches mixed in. And Taranis once again going to be leading the wet charge with his marauders. Fourth base on the way also for Kommatiazo up in the top right. Nice location. And yeah, a few of the bangs do go off from marauders. But Kommatiazo's roaches are just overwhelmingly strong here. He's got way too many of them. And he's going to get right on top of Taranis' army. A little bit of a move command actually coming from Kommatiazo. That could loosen the engagement. And yeah, it looks like the tides are turning. Taranis pushing forwards. Kommatiazo doesn't really have anything but the Mucleus here. And they are going to fall rapidly to the Marines. And now 28 links being morphed in panicking desperation. But Taranis is already up in the third base, taking out the macro hatch, taking out the hatchery as well. And the lings are just now finishing up. Nucleus is trying to do what they can, but that's not all too much if we're honest. And Taranis looks like it's just going to split his forces. Small force comes down here to deal with the creep and help with reinforcements, while the force up in the third base takes that out, and GG. Taranis manages to put 1 point on the board in our best of 3. Back on Echo for game 2 up in the top left. We have our player who is currently down 1-0. Doesn't want to fall down to the loser bracket, so he has to win this. It is Outset Gaming's Kommatiazo. And his opponent down here in the bottom right, looking to solidify his win with a little bit of Reaper cheese. It is a pink Terran player, Taranis. And oh man, it's so close, this barracks. There we go. Kommatiazo does see it. As soon as he reacts, we'll see potentially some drones being pulled to try and surround the first units out of there. Or maybe just... Well, I think Kommatiazo has to have noticed it by now. Yeah, the couple of drones on the way. It is a little late, really, but he can start harassing the SCV building the second barracks. The Reaper coming out, though. The fact that this is a Reaper cheese, Kommatiazo won't know this yet, but it will hurt this a little bit, because although he will be able to take out the SCV and successfully stop the second barracks getting up, the Reaper will actually pick off all 3 of these drones as and when... no, they do it. We'll actually manage to get back to the middle line. So this is a big, big win for Kommatiazo, halving the production capabilities of Taranis with this cheese. And 6 lings on the way. A queen following it up as soon as Kommatiazo gets unsupply blocked. I think, to be honest, it would be a good idea to actually just extract a trick out this queen. He really, really needs the queen against the Reaper. The Reaper is coming out now. But 6 lings are actually already there to greet it. So, you know, it's basically like a normal... normal Reaper response, although losing the one drone, not really ideal. I think Kommatiazo didn't really have a good handle on the fact that it was a Reaper cheese, not just the regular old proxy racks. And Kommatiazo, I think, yeah, he's taken out the SCV, so Taranis is going to have to pull some more if he wants to actually get any bunkers up, which is great news for Kommatiazo. The Queen just about finished as well. These lings, off creep, of course, they really can't compete with the Reapers. They are just that little bit slower. But Kommatiazo now has his Queen out. He should really just keep pumping queens, I think, so he can get his transfuses up. Spine crawl on the way as well is going to really stop these Reapers jumping around too much. And Kommatiazo has dealt with this very, very nicely. This is a big win for him to start it off. Yeah, I mean, the Reaper numbers are growing for Taranis. He has managed to finish off that second Rax, although it's just misrallied. I was wondering if he'd locked in his Reaper, but this is where it can still get a little bit dangerous. Taranis so far hasn't actually lost any Reapers, so if he can keep them alive, he'll just keep on building them up and building them up. And this is why Kommatiazo should be building his queen numbers, just keep on keeping them alive with transfuse. The spine crawler helps out a little bit, but already these Reapers getting into the back of the mineral line will be 2-shotting drones, so just a tiny slip up from Kommatiazo can lose him a drone, and then another drone, and just fall further and further behind. So it's definitely not over Taranis, but the start has been very good for Kommatiazo. That queen fighting out of range of the spine crawler is going to lose a lot of health. These Reapers will regen it up very, very quickly again, and the hatchery down the natural is in a little bit of trouble. Second queen, though, up in the main base of Kommatiazo. It's great. However, he's going to lose that one. Taranis goes a little bit deep, but actually does get out of there with every single Reaper. So really good news from here. The queen in the natural is going to pop pretty soon, and it could well go down immediately. Oh, the lings nearly get a full surround. Not quite catching it though, and Taranis expertly dodges himself out the way. But this Queen up natural now can start getting in there, really harassing with the Reapers. But it looks like Taranis is all done with his Reapers for now. Going to be floating those barracks back home, actually taking the Reapers home with him as well. I'm not sure I like that. I don't really see much reason for them not to just kind of stay out on the map. But I guess Taranis' star sense is tingling. He thinks speed will be done pretty soon, and in fairness, he's not wrong. So this is pretty good for Kommatiazo now. His natural base is miles ahead of Taranis'. He's going to have a ton of lings. Actually, it looks like Kommatiazo is going to be putting the pressure on moving out across the map. He'll have a lot of lings. Taranis with only 7 Reapers is going to have a little bit of trouble dealing with this. The barracks isn't, or the bunker even isn't done. There's no wall off, only up there at the top of the ramp. But he is going to surround that bunker, make sure the Reapers actually... he's going to let the Reapers get into it. This means he can actually surround them immediately. But no, very nice timely unload there by Taranis. And the Reapers can get up that ramp. Kommatiazo is just going to stay down on the bottom and do what he can. The Reapers, though, are going to be able to very, very nicely kite up and down that without actually letting the lings up the ramp. Big advantage, but this is delaying the command center by a very, very long time. And I just got to get that SCV. Yes. Now, no more SCVs on the low ground. This last SCV for Taranis. This is last hope to actually raise that command center. And Kommatiazo knows it as well. If he can get that SCV, oh my god, it's 100 of 100 on the command center. This is not good for Taranis at all. Now it can't lift up. He can't actually just keep it safe. He is going to have to cancel it unless he drives these lings away. And the lings are ravaging the lower area, the natural area of Taranis. Not good at all for him. He's got 4 Reapers left. And Kommatiazo are just trying to draw them as far away from the ramp as he can. An SCV has been let out, and it is going to touch that CC, and it's going to lift off up into the skies. A glorious, glorious sight of flying CC. But yeah, this is still really good for Kommatiazo. He hasn't managed to get the cancel, but it's not an orbital command. Taranis can't actually drop any mules with it. It's really doing nothing for him other than being a very, very light paperweight as it is flying up in the air. But Kommatiazo, I don't really see any real need to go up here. He's just kind of wasting his length a bit, but it forces Taranis to spend some money. Siege tank is going to finish up, and with that, Taranis is going to find it pretty easy to actually drive away Kommatiazo. No upgrades on these lings, cleaning it out very quickly. But actually, Kommatiazo is going to be building a Baneling nest and just continually pumping lings. It could end up being a bit of a mistake. 3 lings go down. Kommatiazo is going to take another shot. 3 more lings go down. But he's going to come in pretty soon. Oh, wow! There's a proxy hatch. Yeah, Kommatiazo managed to slip a drone in somehow, I guess, and it's just distracting Taranis as best he can with that. But it's not going to get too much done. He should cancel it pretty soon if he can. But yeah, there we go. Cancel goes down, and that's drone. It's going to get a bit of a scout, sees a couple of the refineries. Kommatiazo is, I think, quite wisely going to back off from what seemed to be his aggressive plans of Baneling busting up that ramp. Just because that siege tank is too powerful a defensive tool if Taranis focuses the Banelings down correctly. But yeah, there we go. And Kommatiazo going to keep his natural. He's got his 3rd base coming up as well. And Taranis has been forced into a tech lab, into tanks, which gives him no map presence whatsoever. Normally we see the Hellions come out as the kind of first few units from Terra. Actually, the tank on the low ground, Kommatiazo sense an opportunity and is going to focus that down. It actually gets nothing though. Very, very close. The Reapers and Marines just doing a little bit too much DPS to take out that tank. So, bit of a waste of Kommatiazo. Now, neither player really has any kind of presence out on the map, but Taranis has to be more careful than Kommatiazo. Kommatiazo, with the more mobile army, can afford to be out of position and actually just run away. Whereas Taranis, very much so with siege tanks and with bio without stim, even to some extent with the Reapers, they're not as fast as the lings. He really can't afford it. One slip up could lose the game at this point, but I mean, there's actually nothing for there's no army for Kommatiazo to pounce on Taranis with if he does move out. But now the Spire's coming down. Nice Spire positioning as well, actually. It's going to be a little bit tough to actually spot that with the scan. Either the scan on the natural or the scan in the main. It's going to be just on the edge of either of them. But Widowmine's on the way now for Taranis, as well as the Starport to get some medevacs up. Start healing up that bio as Stim finishes up, because it will be taking some damage. A few Reapers just doing some harass. See the 3rd base, but there's actually nothing there for them to really do. So they're just going to stop a couple of creep tumors. And a few Lings in the finish up just about the right time to help drive these Reapers away. But really the Queen needs to get in there. If they start focusing down Banelings, that's not going to be good at all. Very nicely cost efficient there, actually, for Taranis. Yeah, very, very good Reaper control so far. Actually, Taranis' Reaper control has been great all game. He's got double-digit kills with most of these Reapers, and he is going to lose... Actually, none of them now. They all get out. So his Reaper's on 15 kills, 11 kills, and 11 kills again. No, 15 kills, 11 kills, and 19. So fantastic work being done by these remaining Reapers, and great positioning here as well. Taking out a couple of transferring probes, but actually not quite getting them, and he will finally have all the Reapers cleared up as these Lings follow them on to the middle of the map. But Taranis looks like he's getting ready to move out now, unseating his tanks. He's got 2 tanks now, a couple of Widowmines, and Marines with Stim. His 2 medevacs, I think, are what he's waiting for to actually leave the base. And as they finish up, here he comes. Kommatiazo does have an Overlord in position to see this. Actually, Taranis might just be taking a position at the low ramp so he can... Yeah, he's just taking up position at the bottom of his ramp so he can fly out to his 3rd base. Kommatiazo's actually not dropping any creep on that 3rd base. It'd be kind of nice to see him do that, but it's not like the most important thing. Kommatiazo, having seen Taranis outside his base, is going to be starting up those Banelings, just safety measures, just in case. He doesn't... Oh, he does have Baneling speed. Okay, he's got Baneling speed, so he's in a pretty good position. His upgrades, much, much better than last game, as in, they're actually extant. Taranis hasn't started his upgrades, well, just starting his upgrade now, and he's only on a single eBay. Means that Kommatiazo is going to have a very, very strong upgrade lead right up until 3-3, and possibly strong enough that it carries him through to have a relatively even 3-3 timing, but we will have to see. The Muters now coming out, and Taranis is completely unprepared for this. He's got the eBay, but no turrets up whatsoever. It's a bit of a weird game, so a lot of his timings will be off, and that benefits Kommatiazo as a player, putting on timing, or putting on the mute list, and Taranis doesn't realize how... or doesn't realize what time they're going to be here, so they're going to actually turn up in Taranis' mineral line while his army is halfway across the map, and that is about the worst situation possible for Taranis. However, the army is moving across the map, and Kommatiazo's actual army is none too strong. These Mutalisks are going to spot Taranis' army, so this is a bit of a warning signal for Kommatiazo, but the Mutalisks are already in the natural mineral line. I don't think Taranis is going to be able to commit to this push, really. He's gonna keep on going with it. But he needs to find some way of defending at home. And with nothing, just his Marines, there's enough Mutalisks here that can very happily sit on this production. Taranis is going to go for a Doom Drop into the main. It looks like all 4 medevacs loaded up. Actually, he's just going to drop into the 3rd base. He's going to get a nice position here. These siege tanks are going to be well defended by the Extractor. And Kommatiazo doesn't have too many Banelings, but actually, there's no possibility for Taranis to really split. Big pack of Banelings coming on here is going to crush this army from Taranis. He's just going to lift up with like 1.5 medevacs worth of units. And the Mutalisks are coming back home to help defend as well, having ravaged one of Taranis' mineral lines. A couple missile turrets are up now, but now the Mutalisks come in. Flying just straight over the Marines, though, is not what they want to be doing. The Banelings come in, nice lift up, though. Taranis is going to be keeping Kommatiazo's home for as long as he can. He needs to get his army up back in his base to actually defend the Mutalisks, but it's unlikely he's going to get another angle to actually drop in here, and it looks like he might even lose his full medevac. He does go down, loses 2 medevacs, and then gets out of there. But back over at the 3rd base, Taranis is coming in with a 2nd wave of units, trying to focus it down, but unfortunately, Kommatiazo is just too good at too many places at once. Is going to be able to clean up those reinforcements as well. The Mutalisks coming in to help chase that down too. And yeah, good defense here by Kommatiazo. Taranis, though, doing pretty nicely, actually mitigating the damage he took from those Mutalisks. He managed to pull a lot of his SCVs over to the 3rd base, and he's going to be able to remax that a little bit. He does need to still sort out his bases, though. He's got weird mineral saturation in his natural and like nothing at the 3rd. Losing mule time as well. Kommatiazo is not doing like the most amount of damage here, but he's going to kill a couple gas geysers. Taranis was kind of ready to repair the missile turret, but Kommatiazo was just happy to pick away at what he can. Losing the mineral time, losing the mule mining time, and he's going to start focusing down these workers. Focusing down the missile turret at the minute, and he's going to lose a few Mutalisks to this. The repair is too strong. He's going to have to back on out of there. But you know what? Here's another angle for Mutalisks to do some damage out in the refinery. But Kommatiazo has to be a bit careful. He is losing a few more Mutalisks than he really has to. So far, it looks like Taranis is going to try and set up the trap for these Mutalisks. They're going to come back into the 3rd base mineral line, but get on out of there swiftly as that missile turret does the damage. Losing the Overseer is a little unfortunate as well. Also, because it pulls these Mucalists back in, Kommatiazo has to really be babysitting these Mucalists a bit more. If the Marines were stimming under them now, they would all be dead. And actually, looks like they are going to be picking off all those Mucalists. So Kommatiazo not paying attention for a few seconds, and he's going to lose all of his Mucalists. But 2-2 now finishing up. He's going to be 2-2 against 1-1. Fantastic upgrade. In fact, for a while, he's going to be 2-2 against 1-0. So great upgrade timing there for Kommatiazo. Taking his 4th base as well. And as Taranis moves out on the map, Kommatiazo's army looks like very, very capable of dealing with. He's got a ton of Banelings in this. As soon as he gets a handle that Taranis is moving out, he can swarm a bunch of Lings very, very quickly. He's floating a bunch of minerals, and he's got 26 lava. So if those are all Lings right now, Kommatiazo's actually going to take the engagement off Pre, and this could be his downfall. Taranis, the splits are pretty good. These Banelings are doing as much work as they can. The Mucalists come in to help as those Marines are running away. And actually, Taranis, at the end of this, still has an army left over. Kommatiazo, though, 60 Lings on the Remax. They're going to be coming on in to do the damage they can. But for a few seconds, Taranis does have free reign of Kommatiazo's base. How does he use it? It's going to be moving in towards this 4th base. There's still a lot of Marauders left alive in this composition here for Taranis. So there's a possibility this 3rd base, or 4th base even, could go down immediately. Kommatiazo has to wait a long time to remorph up these Banelings. And yeah, Taranis, this 3rd or 4th base is not long for this world at all. The punishing power of those Marauder shells. Kommatiazo comes in from behind with those Lings. The Banelings, though, not quite finished up. He's just going to be cutting away at these reinforcements, trying to cut off Taranis' units. Banelings are actually going to join up. And Kommatiazo moves on forwards again, but he has to move back around. With this destructive debris not actually taken out, it gives Taranis a decent kind of advantage on the paths. And these Marauders, Banelings are cost efficient against anything if they splash on enough of them. So it's actually not even that bad to use more Marauders there. And Mucalisks just take on out all those medevacs. Kommatiazo is still looking in such a great position here on this game. Greater Spire coming in, and Taranis just has nothing to deal with this. His medevac count is pretty low. In fact, he has no medevacs on the field. So if he wants to produce Vikings to deal with the Broodlords that are going to be coming out, he's going to have to cut into his medevac production so much that every stim is going to be so painful. Right now, already, most of his Marines are on yellow health. A few are even on red, and they're not getting any healthier. Kommatiazo still getting his Mucalist pack up as much as possible. Taranis is trying to get a few more command centers. Still no 4th base, and with his main and natural starting to mine out, Kommatiazo now has enough to start focusing down those missile turrets. Takes down the one in the natural base, and forces Taranis to come out of position, which leaves Kommatiazo an opportunity to start breaking down that structural debris. And Kommatiazo just going to be able to pull Taranis from one side to another. The Mucalists could go back into the natural base, but actually it looks like Taranis' army is going to be in a great position to just kind of be the best in the best place it can be, somewhere in between both. But Kommatiazo now breaking down these structural debris, opening up paths across different bits of the map, and I really like that. The Ultralist Cavern as well on the way, by the way, and Corruptors too for that Broodlord power. But actually, Taranis is going to sneak past, seeing that Kommatiazo's army is out of position. And could well jump on a 3rd base and take it out unawares. Kommatiazo actually is only just rebuilding this 4th hatchery. But these Corruptors, did they see anything? I mean, if Kommatiazo is paying attention and notice these structural rocks are going down, yes, he's seen the army's on its way back. And Taranis is stimming up into the 3rd base. There's so many drones here. Oh my god, it's incredibly oversaturated. Could be a huge amount of damage here done. But Kommatiazo is coming in. The Banelings are lagging a little bit behind, but these Broodlords are on their way as well. Here come the Banelings. They're going to tear through everything, even going off on these Marauders. It's just fine. Kommatiazo can afford the Remax a lot better than Taranis can. He's going to take that all out. And now Kommatiazo is starting to transition into a more cost-efficient composition as well, with these Broodlords coming out. And Taranis really needs to be throwing down another starport, maybe even 2 more starports, because he has nothing at all for these Broodlords in the minute. But he just can't afford it. Without the income that he really needs to support the late game against Zerg, he's going to find so much difficulty. The problem is, though, at the minute for Kommatiazo, there's actually nothing underneath these Broodlords. If a bunch of Marines stem under them, there's nothing to stop them, really. But Taranis, once again, gonna load up, try and get as much as he can done. But he gets one of these medevacs, gets caught out. Full medevac gets taken out. Second one is gonna... Well, they're going to unload right underneath these muters. The Broodlord's in a fantastic position here as well. Shutting down from a little gap. And Taranis really, he's just fighting the broodlings at this point. And fighting free units is pretty much never cost efficient unless it's with your own free units. A bunch of Banelings morphing in as well. And the Lings are going to take out as much as they can. Decent Widowmine hit. Takes out a lot of Lings and a few drones. But this is really just cleanup duty for Kommatiazo right now. He's going to lose one Broodlord, I guess. Does he even? Oh, actually, nice little few Widowmine hits. I'm going to take out a couple of these Broodlords, but Kommatiazo has plenty of income right now to actually be sustaining this. And yeah, he's spreading. He needs to build a few more workers because he's actually only on 55, but it's just fine. It's just fine. Once he actually starts getting up the army he has the potential for, he's going to be crushing through Taranis. If he gets Ultalisks underneath the Broodlords, they're going to be able to deny anything walking under them. Still, the upgrade lead as well is actually at 3-3 to 1-1 in favor of Kommatiazo right now. Taranis is in such a tough position. 2-2's just started, and yeah, even the air upgrades coming in for Kommatiazo now. And these Corruptors are still pretty tanky against the Marines, though one of them does go down. Kommatiazo really needs some supporting units for these Broodlords. Here's some Banelings are going to help out a little bit. Stop Taranis getting too close to the Broodlords. But yeah, he needs to actually get up the full army. The Banelings go off from Marauders. Don't actually take any of them out. That's not too good at all. And now actually the Marines actually stimming under the Broodlords. Banelings just a little bit too slow to save those Broodlords. And now actually Taranis has a really solid army lead. Where is Kommatiazo's army? It's just Lings, only just being remade. He needs to actually have some Banelings. If he just throws Lings at this army, it's never going to break it, even with the upgrade lead he has. The bio is just too strong. He takes out one flank of the army, but the other half is going to be a little bit tougher to deal with. It does manage to drive it away. However, again, he loses the base. Kommatiazo hasn't been able to get up a solid 5 base economy this game. And this has actually given Taranis the little bit of a window he needs to take this third base. However, not too much of an army here. And with the upgrade lead Kommatiazo has, the Lings are actually going to trade pretty cost efficiently versus this bio. And yeah, taking it all out. Taranis' army being cleaned up. And yeah, he's going to have to lift the 4th base. And the Mutalisk can get to work on that. Kommatiazo actually not rebuilding any of his high-tech units. I'd like to see a few more of them come back up. I'd like to see another base come back up. And it looks like he's just been spending a few more gas on his Mutalisks before he does that. And getting this orbital command down as best he can. There's actually nothing Taranis can do to save it. He can't move up that ramp, not into the face of the Ling Bane that Kommatiazo has. So that 4th CC will fall. The natural base for Taranis is all but mined out. Only a couple hundred minerals remaining there. The main base is mined out as well. And that leaves the 3rd base with only 4 mineral patches as the last remaining mining base. There's actually only 7 mineral patches. There's 1 base economy for Taranis right now. And then with the mules, that 1 base is going to be gone very, very quickly. So he's moving across the map. This is going to be basically his last army. And if Kommatiazo can hold this off with almost anything left, he will have taken game number 2, will have put in a point on the 1, and he will have beaten Taranis. But Taranis is going to take the hive down, which is a big, big loss here. However, with only a few Marines in this army, the Lings rush in. They're going to be able to get a big surround. The Mutalisks are ready for the lift up. Going to be taking out 1 medevac before it even gets a chance to unload units. Actually, not quite. Kommatiazo not really paying attention. And a great little micro trick from Taranis, moving that injured medevac away from the Mutalisk. But there they are. This time they are ready. This time they're not going to dodge it. And they take out 1 of the medevacs, 2 of the medevacs, 3 medevacs, and the last medevac will fall, leaving these units completely stranded in the main base. And Taranis has nothing left. He's got 1 more small army, which he's going to, again, just try his best to keep Kommatiazo away. But this has been how it is all game. Taranis is throwing army after army to buy time. And the first Ultalisk on the way now for Kommatiazo. 2-2 has finished for Taranis, so it's not such a punching upgrade lead. This is what you typically expect for a TZ, although usually it's on 2-2 against 1-1. The 3-3 is usually where Terran comes to the fore, but Taranis does take out 1 of Kommatiazo's key mining bases before the Lings come in. Good splits here, but actually there's nothing to punish there's no Widow Mines, nothing to punish the Zerg from just rolling in and clearing it all up. And yeah, looks like Taranis' last few units do get taken out. And this leaves this 4th base once again vulnerable. This is the main CC as well. So Taranis, it really doesn't have the muling power he would have if he's on even on 4 CCs. 3 Ultras coming in as well. The SCV is being cleaned up, which doesn't really matter because actually Taranis doesn't even have the mineral patcher to mine from them. And yeah, just a handful of units. 16 army supply right now for Taranis to 73. There is no one for these Ultras. As soon as he sees them, GG. Kommatiazo, after a hard-fought battle, doesn't manage to put a point on the board, take out Taranis, and it will be 1-1 going on to the final game on Iron Fortress to decide who advances on to the winners bracket and who falls to the losers. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Iron Fortress for match number 3, and down here in the bottom right hand corner we have our pink Terran player. He is Taranis. And his opponent, down here in the bottom left, Teal Zog player, Outset Gaming's Kommatiazo. Actually opening up a very early pool here. 13 pool. And let's see what gas timing he follows up with. I kind of like this in Iron Fortress. Iron Fortress is... there's a very, very wide natural ramp, and I think it favors Kommatiazo to be aggressive here, because it's going to be, as I mentioned, really tough for him in the macro game, especially against a multitasking heavy player like Taranis. So we will see what he actually goes out with. It could just be a safety pool as well. Taranis did open up very aggressively last game, although I don't feel like we'd see a proxy Reaper on Iron Fortress. Or proxy anything on Iron Fortress, really. The big 4-spawn maps, much more difficult. You're always taking a risk in putting down your proxy, and that it's gonna it's not gonna be that close to the bases, or you go all in and like put it in a base and hope that they're in that base. We'll see. Kommatiazo's second overlord is gonna see Taranis. His first did scout vertical positions, but of course horizontal, and Kommatiazo now with quite a few lings coming out. He's going to send them cross-map first, it looks like. Which is, I guess, the best bet. That way he gets a unit going to every base. But Taranis' SCV scouting out. There is always the possibility. Actually, it's a bit of a weird path they're going. They are going cross first. But, of course, as it turns out, Taranis is in the horizontal position here. And this SCV could end up scouting these lings out on the map. Oh no, it's a Reaper. The Reaper could see... oh, they just barely... They slip by, but it looks like Taranis doesn't spot it. Kommatiazo is going to... He should actually get a... not cancel, but a delay on this command center, which would be really, really good for him. However, back at home, the Reaper is going to cause a few issues. He's got a Queen, but the Queen at the natural is going to be a little tougher to deal with. So... I don't actually know whether or not this is worth it for Kommatiazo to delay the command center for such an early pool. Although I guess early pools aren't actually like that uneconomical, just because you get out these queens so quickly. The injects you get really boost your production. But here comes Kommatiazo into the base, and actually he needs to focus down that SCV pretty quickly. He's going to get it, it looks like, just about. Again, that command center seconds away. Looks like, I don't think there's going to be a cancel. Taranis can always just sack an SCV to get it in, but yeah, he's going to be working away on it. One SCV is going to make its way down, and Kommatiazo or Taranis is going to, yeah, he's definitely going to get this finished up. No cancellation here for Kommatiazo. That's what he wanted ideally, and if he'd been a little bit luckier with his scouting with the spawn positions, he would have gotten it. He would have gotten that one SCV and that cancel. But as it is, he just gets a couple SCVs and heads on out there, which is pretty nice. Evens up the SCV count. And with a fast third base from Kommatiazo as well, we'll definitely be seeing him powering on ahead with his droning. But fast lair as well. I guess pretty regularly timed lair. It's just been quite an aggressive game. But yeah, Kommatiazo getting speed up, getting everything pretty regularly. Taranis' natural command is going to be pretty low on health though. Third command center coming down very, very quickly for Taranis as well. He loves his 3cc. Very, very economical player. He wants to take this late game because he thinks he's advantaged. I think on this map he's right. In general, I'd say Taranis is the more advantaged player in this matchup, but on this map particularly favors his style. We'll see how well Kommatiazo can deal with it. Again, these Hellions might find an angle into the natural. Very wide ramp, very difficult to block off on Iron Fortress. They do find a few Lings, taking out 5 Lings, and these Speedlings are following a little too far off creep. Kommatiazo losing control of his army a little bit. And this actually opens up a great opportunity for Taranis to run around, and he was going to get straight into that natural once more. Not a huge number of drones here, but they are lining up, and a few of them go down. But actually just trapping this queen for a minute, trading as cost efficiently as possible. Going to be focus firing down those drones, anything he can get his hands on. The Roach Warren, I kind of would prefer to be at the natural just to actually, stop this sort of thing from happening. But actually, it's not the worst. Taranis only got a handful of, he only got 1 worker there, and no queens. So it could have been a lot worse. I think if it made his way into the main base and started focusing down drones, that would have been really, really bad. But as it is, the armory is finishing up. I think Taranis is getting ready to do a little bit of a Hellbat push if he chooses to. However, he's seen the Roach Warren, and of course that's going to stop any kind of Hellbat push from happening pretty easily. And yeah, however, this third base, this is kind of why you don't usually take the third base too early. It's very difficult to defend. Especially without the creep being spread there, without queens being over there, without Lings being able to actually chase down Hellions. Kommatiazo is not getting much from this. It's basically just a macro hatch at the minute. And actually Taranis is going to try and make even less than that with a Hellbat. Morphing in, they're going to be focus firing down these hatcheries, and Kommatiazo really doesn't have enough to deal with this at the minute. The Lings are going to do nothing. The Roaches only just on the way, and only 3 of them. With just 1 now popping out. Yeah, it's a decent surround, but these are Hellbats. Actually, really, really good from Kommatiazo. Only loses 1 Ling, backs off at just the right time, but he does lose this third base, which is very, very painful for him, especially given that Taranis already has his 3rd CC up, or 3rd orbital command even. So not the best start to this game for Kommatiazo. And Taranis, yeah, just gets his Hellions back and runs on out of there. Although he does lose 1 or 2 of them to some Speedlings. It's still not the end of the world. Kommatiazo moving across the map with a bunch of Roaches. His Baneling Nest is just about to finish up, but he's lost a lot of these Lings to the Hellions, so he's actually going to be very, very short on Banelings. Very short on units, in fact, as a whole. So Kommatiazo coming in here. 2 bunkers as well from Taranis is a nice decision, and I don't think Kommatiazo can do too much here. Our Roach Bane bust, I think, would be great, but it's getting towards being too late for that. He's going to have to start harassing this wall. The Roaches might be able to do something. Taranis is morphing up these Hellbats, but there are 3 Marauders. Stim is done, and this bunker is almost about to be finished. So once those load up, Kommatiazo is going to be hard-pressed to actually get any damage done. But he is pumping out Roaches and Roaches and Roaches as best he can. And I don't know, two base Roaches could be pretty strong, but Kommatiazo is banking a lot of gas. He actually needs to pull a couple off gas and put them back on Mineral so he can afford a few more Roaches, I think. And now Taranis actually has a really, really strong army against this. 6 Marauders is going to be exactly what Taranis needs to deal with all these Roaches. Medevac's going to be on the way pretty soon as well. So Kommatiazo is going to be actually able to have the regen advantage. And this bunker with a Marauder and a Reaper in it. But now Kommatiazo has broken down the whole wall. Stims forward though. Taranis is going to be doing the best he can. Kommatiazo trying to get the concave up, but there's just too many Marauders in this. The Hellbats are fantastic at tanking for this army, and Kommatiazo's Roaches get swept away, barely touching the actual Bioforces, only taking out these Hellbats. I guess they're technically Bioforces, but yeah, the final few Roaches fall, and now Kommatiazo is in big trouble. He's having to try and morph in some Banelings, but he's just so short on minerals. That third base only just finishing now, and as Taranis floats his own third base out, as his SCV count gets pretty high, it is bad news bears for Kommatiazo. The scan, Taranis doesn't want to be caught out by any Baneling landmines. He's known that's basically the only way he could lose this game is running into a big Baneling landmine, and he does not want to do it. Always very careful, Taranis, and moves up onto this kind of 3rd, 4th base location, just checking for it. Also gets a decent angle to attack down from, but he's actually just going to back on up. reinforce with a few more of his units, and then he can do whatever he wants. He could load up a Hellbat and a few Marines to get in, drop into the middle line and go into the third base, but actually looks like he's just going to head straight for that third base. Scanning up there first to see what's going on. Kommatiazo morphs in a few more banelings, but he doesn't really have enough. Taranis is just going to surge forwards, and Kommatiazo, he just can't actually approach this force with all its marauders. And they do so much damage to that third base. It goes down immediately. And as Kommatiazo moves forwards with the Broodlings, Taranis just stims on back, leaving the marauders out front to tank those baneling hits. And every single one goes down. Just a handful of Roach Bane left now for Kommatiazo. And Taranis is surging forwards again. He's pushing onto that creep, cleaning up as he goes very, very nicely. But Kommatiazo just has so little left, almost double. Well, actually, there's a really good army supply advantage for Taranis. And yeah, as his, oh my god, Marine reinforcements come in, and there's just nothing Kommatiazo to do. The Widow Mines do burrow up. One of them gets actually no shots getting off, so well dealt with by Kommatiazo there. But he's on 8 army supply. These 3 roaches are all he has left. And as the drones come off the line, they cannot fight this bio alone. And it looks like Taranis is going to be advancing for us to the winners match. He doesn't want the upgrade disadvantage he had in the last game. Currently, actually, on an upgrade advantage. And GG says Kommatiazo. Taranis advances forwards to the winners match.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.